Let's begin with some contraceptive news, shall we? That's always fun. For a little backstory here, in 2011, President Obama's head of Health and Human Services, Kathleen Sebelius, overruled the FDA, which at the time was recommending that the morning after emergency contraception pill be made available over the counter for all women who reached the reproductive age. It's the Plan B one-step pill. Well, the Obama administration, through Kathleen Sebelius, overruled the FDA's recommendation. That was, again, based in science, saying that it was entirely safe. They overruled the FDA and said, no, we want it available only to women over the age of 16. There was a lawsuit after that by the Center for Reproductive Rights, and last month a federal judge ruled that the Obama administration could not limit the sale of the contraceptive. Period. Again, they could not limit it. So fast forward to this last week, and what happens? Well, I'll tell you what happens, folks. It appears that the Obama administration is prepared to flat out ignore the court order. I know, I'm shocked too. They're normally so good when it comes to the courts. Well, because this week, folks, the FDA has they have approved the Plan B pill for those over the age of 15. Let's get to the details on this. Reading from RH Reality Check, quote, "The administration's newest plan is to make emergency contraception available over the counter to individuals ages 15 and up, but still require prescriptions for those under the age 15. While pharmacies can stock it in the family planning section of main store shelves, people seeking to buy emergency contraception will have to show identification with a birth date to the cashier." End quote. Just to read on, the FDA in a press release said, the product will now be labeled not for sale to those under 15 years of age, proof of age required, not for sale where age cannot be verified, end quote. So okay, this is problematic for many reasons. For starters, most 15-year-olds actually don't have a state-issued ID. Most states, you actually can't get a driver's license until you're 16. In fact, The Nation has a report as how, as of 2010, only 28% of 16-year-olds actually had licenses. So most 15-year-olds who should be able to buy this contraceptive will not be able to. Also, 72% of 16-year-olds who legally should be able to buy it also will not be able to. And of course, there's 17-year-olds who don't have ID and 18-year-olds who don't have ID. Also, making it a prescription for those under 15, it's flat out dangerous. In order for this pill to be effective, it actually has to be taken within 72 hours of the sexual act. Now you're adding in getting a doctor's appointment, going to a doctor, getting a prescription, getting it filled, which takes a lot of time and actually, frankly, costs a lot of money. What if they don't have money to go pay for their doctor's appointment? Well, tough luck. Have the kid. What if, again, this is another thing where the doctor's appointment is frankly unnecessary, again, because this contraceptive has been proven to be scientifically safe. So what are the scenarios here? So, okay, say you have a kid, a teenager who A, had sex without contraceptives, or B, had sex and the contraception failed, maybe the condom broke, and so you have this kid who does not want to get pregnant, and so we decided to put barriers up. Put barriers up in front of this kid. To what end? So what? So this kid gets pregnant? That's what you want? What the hell are you thinking? You want this kid to get pregnant? And it's not just teenagers that are going to be affected by this ruling. Oh no, because you heard this. The FDA is requiring that you show government-issued ID to get, again, this 100% safe medication. and as we've talked about before on this show, not in terms when it comes to contraceptives, but with voting or with a lot of things, a lot of people do not actually have government-issued IDs. Katie Klabusik writes about who will suffer the most from this, namely minorities, immigrants, both documented and undocumented, poor women, students, inner-city residents, the disabled, Native American women. These are groups who statistically are less likely to have a government-issued ID. Why the hell are we putting this extra needless barrier for a scientifically safe medication up for all of these women? What about rape survivors? Why are you putting up barriers for rape survivors who are traumatized? Maybe they're afraid to go to the police, but they want to do this. Why are you putting up a barrier for them? What about incest survivors? Those who maybe can't go to their parents? What about those who may not have a cool, hip parent who would be understanding? What you want those people to what? What? Just have the baby? That's what they should do? Just man up or woman up or whatever and have the baby? Look, I am sorry that for some people, it's uncomfortable to think about teenagers having sex. I'm sorry that it's uncomfortable for you, but just because it's uncomfortable for you doesn't make up for the fact that teenagers are in fact having sex. They are. I'm sorry. Your discomfort at that fact should not stop millions of women from getting safe reproductive health care. It shouldn't. This FDA rule is not going to stop teens from having sex. It is, however, going to assure that more teens get pregnant. So I guess my big question is, why does the Obama administration want more teenagers to be pregnant? We'll be right back.